Welcome back, everyone. We're still listening to Donald Trump there speaking in Manchester, New Hampshire at a rally, getting the crowd pretty excited. He said, you know, what do you have to lose if you elect me as president? He was specifically making this case to minority voters, although I got to tell you there aren't a whole lot of minorities in that audience in Manchester, New Hampshire. But he's sort of making the case over and over again about the failed policies that the left has put forward in inner cities and saying, what do you have to lose? And then he doubled down and said, what the hell do you have to lose, in a sort of typical Trump fashion. The crowd went really wild. Well, one of the things he needs to talk about in the coming days is his plan for immigration. We are listening right now in to see if he says anything about this, because he's got to walk a very tight line. We heard him last night on Hannity talking about perhaps softening what he has originally said on immigration, saying that he might be willing to welcome these people that have been in this country for 20 years, that are paying their taxes, that are good immigrants, as he referred to them as, find some kind of path for them and then kick all the other bad ones out. Well, how do you do that? And how does he balance this in terms of being able to still maintain his base, the people who liked his hard line against immigration? Joining me right now is Trump surrogate Maria Espinoza. And Maria, I got to ask you, as we continue here watching Donald Trump and anticipating that he may say something more on immigration there in New Hampshire today, how does he massage this? I think this is actually an incredibly complicated issue, and especially complicated for him.
Good afternoon, Trish. Thank you for having me on. I want to tell you that Mr. Trump has committed and given us his word with the Remembrance Project and our Stolen Lives families that he will secure the border, and that's what he has said all along. He will secure the border, enforce current laws, and also he has promised to support the Remembrance Project national program, which will assist families with burial, medical, and counseling expenses, and also help to navigate through our legal system, which so often shows more consideration for the criminal illegal aliens than it does for the victimized families. So I don't see Mr. Trump being soft. He has given this word, and we absolutely believe this, gentlemen.
Well, you know, if you support the current law, yeah, you wouldn't theoretically be soft there. But we saw him on Hannity last night, and let me just ask the producer, do we have time to show the viewer that clip there? Or at least a little portion of it?
I was there.
Why don't we try and do that? Let me show you, Maria, and the viewer this, because it seems as though he is softening. Here he is on Hannity.
Everybody agrees we get the bad ones out, but when I go through and I meet thousands and thousands of people on this subject, and I've had very strong people come up to me, really great people come up to me, and they've said, Mr. Trump, I love you. But to take a person that's been here for 15 or 20 years and throw them and the family out, it's so tough, Mr. Trump. I mean, I have it all the time. It's a very hard thing. So look, this is like a poll. There's thousands of people in this room. Who wants those people thrown out?
All right, so you can see, you heard from some of his base there. He had audience members that I do. I want those people thrown out. But he's sort of making the case, Maria, that you can't throw out the good ones that are here in this country trying to earn an honest living. I mean, I don't know how he's going to. I don't know how he's going to balance this.
Yes, by upholding current laws and enforcing the borders and placing Americans first. And, you know, I have been with Mr. Trump in several states where he has met with the Stolen Lives families, you know, families whose loved ones were viciously murdered, and innocent Americans being killed, and completely preventable if only current laws were upheld. And I believe he will stick to that. You know,
but that means you lose the good ones too, Maria.
Considerate. Uphold current laws and enforce our borders and place Americans first. He has given us his commitment, his word, and he will implement this national program.
Look, I think it's a challenging position. I think, you know, he's sympathetic to the person who's been in this country and trying to just get ahead, and is doing all they can to be a good, upstanding member of society, although they may not be legal. But obviously, you know, he wants the bad ones out. And I think, what's that?
And Americans are very sympathetic. I believe that this is America, and we will place our families first. We must place American families first.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're all very interested to see what he comes forward with on this one. Thank you so much, Maria.